Masters. A very good morning and good evening to you all. Thank you all for joining us from all across the globe on this beautiful Thursday morning. Welcome to the day of 31 of this Swayam program. So Masters, like we are already here on this 31st day. So 2 more days to go for this wonderful journey what we are doing here. And we're all having wonderful meditations guided by wonderful masters and learning like new topics and new things and so much experience from all the senior masters, like young but yet senior their meditations. So this program is presented by IFSS and co-partnered by Omega Pyramid, PSSM Ignite, Beat, Breath Universe, Joy, PIMA, and PMMA. Today also we are going to have another wonderful interactive session with the Shakahara Master. And first we will start today's session with a 40 minutes meditation. So I request Sharat Master to guide us today's meditation. So welcome Sharat sir, over to you sir.
Thank you, madam. It's a wonderful introduction. So let's get started. All right. So it's always good to start with a moment of silence. So silence internalizes us. So that is the essence. So we should use silence wherever it is possible. All right. So meditation is how we get into it very important. How we prepare ourselves and get into it is very important. But at the end, the procedure is same. You will, when you are into meditation, you have to observe your breath and then settle down, right? Your mind should become calmer, and then things what needs to happen will happen, right? So let's get started. Already you might have found a quiet place. The next thing is find a quiet place, find a comfortable posture where we can sit for longer duration. Take 5 seconds time to find a comfortable posture. You can sit on a sofa or you can sit on the floor. Once you found your comfortable posture, you get a lot of cosmic energy. We need to form a circuit. So that's why you have to clasp your fingers like this. If you have specs, take out. And you have to slowly close your eyes. Slowly, because you don't want to trap light. Take a moment's time here. Once you close your eyes, you are at the door where you are both in an internal world as well as external world. So close your eyes, relax already. Observe the surroundings. There will be so many things happening around. Somebody talking in the next room, a lot of other background noises. All of those things will become passive as we focus our attention to the breath. Incessant breath which is happening, which is natural, each one at its own pace. Start observing your breath. Do not alter or change in any way the way the breathing happening. Observe as is. Take next 10 seconds time. Give your undivided attention to your breath. Best way to get hold of your breath is after exhalation. Inhalation starts on its own. Be with the breath from that time onwards. No visualization, no calculations, no expectations, no mantra chanting. Don't count your breath. Just observe your breath. Don't give any other task to your mind other than observing your breath. Relax. Let everything become passive other than your breath. Relax. There will be a meditation music which will begin at any time. Let each breath lead you into deep meditation. Stop going after the thoughts. Be with your breath, masters. Come back to your breath, masters. Relax. Go deeper, masters. Relax. Few more minutes, masters. Three more minutes, masters. Be in this state. One more minute. The music will fade. Thirty seconds. Ten, nine, eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. This thing. Keep your palms on your eyes. Take a moment and slowly open your eyes. So, dear masters, we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different immediate work we are engaged with. So that develops an attitude. So we need to create a gap of silence for a moment before we start meditating. So meditate daily without fail. and have wonderful experiences. So thank you very much for meditating with me. Over to you, Bhavani madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharad sir. It was a wonderful meditation as usual. Like it was very deep and very calm. So thank you. Thank you so much. Masters, hope you all had a wonderful meditation, just like me. So and now it is time for us to get into the second segment of our today's session with Yash Shekhar Master. So Yash Shekhar Master is a renowned healer, coach, and a motivational speaker. He has transformed like countless lives through his integrative approach to emotional well-being and personal transformation. Yash Master has offered his services across various platforms, and his mission is to awaken inner strength, foster conscious giving, and make healing accessible to everyone. So, let's invite Shekhar Master to know his spiritual journey and his experiences and like knowledge from him. So, welcome, Shekhar sir. Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Hello everyone, namaste. Hello from
Namaste.
India. I think we are across country, across platform. So I'd like to welcome everyone first of all to this program. Thanks to Bhavani ma'am to invite me here. Thanks to the entire family of PSSM because we all are connected and we all are trying to make our world a better place by sharing our ideologies and letting the vision of Brahmarshi Patriji to spread up in the whole world. So first of all, I would like anybody, if they have any question, because I just want people to be on the same frame. I'll be using spirituality and also medical science crosswords. I've been a speaker and a healer for Indian Fertility Society and also for Ministry of Culture, Health for a very long time. So I would be using a lot of scientific terms just to create a deeper understanding and stronger faith in your meditation practices. So if anyone has any question, please ask me immediately. There's no formality. I would like to answer it to best of my abilities as soon as possible. So if there's any question which is immediate, I can take it right now. Or otherwise, I move to the core topics which I've thought of covering. So I give 1 minute for anyone if they have any questions about anything, just something which makes them get more stronger in their own practice. Because though we are all doing this group work of meditation, finally it's a personal journey. Each one of us is a unique representation of God, and we need to understand that it's a personal journey. So each one has their own challenges, each one has their own abilities, each one have their own advantages and disadvantages. So if there's any question which has been in any one of your mind, let me know and I'll read you in that action.
Yes, sir. Shekhar sir, actually, I would like to ask like one about the breath, sir. So usually when we do this meditation, first we sit and we observe our breath, right, sir? So the
Yes.
importance of the breath, and then how do we do that?
So first of all, breath has 4 parts. Let's understand what a breath is. Breath has 4 parts. I'll be using the English terms and Sanskrit terms both. The first part of breath is called the inhale, the purak. The second part of breath is called the hold, the kumbhak. The third part of breath is called exhale, the rechak. And the fourth part is like a preparation for the next breath. It's like a near vacuum state where there's nearly nothing, no oxygen, no air in the body. So normally when we meditate, we talk about the first 3 parts, which is the purak, kumbhak, rechak. So this is the components of meditation. So if we have to understand something, the first step is to mark the boundaries, which are the customization. Now comes the importance of breath. We all, you know that the air is having a certain percentage of oxygen, certain percentage of nitrogen and carbon dioxide. So through breathing, we oxygenate the whole blood. And this oxygenated blood through the arteries, generally most of the arteries except the pulmonary artery, the blood is making the nutrients as well as the oxygen getting supplied in the entire body. And this keeps us alive. except of some of the viruses which can breathe in nitrogen. Most human beings and animals need oxygen to breathe. So the importance of breath is that it provides oxygenation of the entire body. It keeps the blood and through the blood vessels, the entire body clean. And this is a general. Specifically, if you oxygenate more, your self-healing power gets higher, your immunity power gets higher. You become a more stronger person. The mental flogging gets lesser. You have a more higher clarity of understanding things. You can go much deeper in your understanding. If certain level of people, for example, someone's breath is, the hold is 30 seconds. And for example, someone's breath is say 3 minutes. So the one with more deeper and so slower breathing, who is oxygenating the whole body and mind to a deeper level, will have clarity. That's the prime importance of breathing. If you breathe properly, you're providing more energy to the mind and body at the same time. So it's like the body is connected to the breath is connected to the mind, and mind is connected to the soul. So there's a structure which follows, and hence higher the breath, easier it is. And it also works in reverse, which means if you're having a good spiritual state, then also your breath will get deeper and longer. Let's see the reverse example. Suppose you're having a not so good day where your emotional state is not good. You will see your breathing will be tense. It will be a shallow and fast breathing. And when you're in a happy state, relaxed state, your breathing will be deeper and slow. So you can measure the effect of any individual event, anything in your life by how you are breathing. If you are breathing properly, if your breath is long and deep, you'll feel the difference naturally in yourself. So I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, sir. So, I know. Is there any way that we can change the breath, like when
Yes.
we're
So breath depends on your body. Okay. So there's a question. So I'll take both questions one by one. So first question Bhavani ma'am has asked is that, is there a way we can change the breath? Yes, we can change the breath by our thoughts. So if we change the thoughts, then also you can change the breath. And you can change the breath through your posture. So I said body, breath, mind, and then soul. So by working on the mind also change the breath, body you can change the breath. So if you have a straight spine and a relaxed fit body with amount of food to digest, which means the whole focus is on the respiratory rhythm, then your breathing can become better. This is the body work. And by mantras, chanting, affirmations, and mantras are again of two types. Some mantras have meanings, some mantras have no meanings. So mantras without meanings are called sound. They enter the subconscious mind faster. So by working on that aspect also, you affect the breath. So by both these aspects, you definitely affect the breath. So that's the first question. Second question, Nandini ma'am has asked that how does meditation help in calming a troubled mind? So understand, first of all, a troubled mind has a certain amount of confusion somewhere. If someone's mind is troubled, that means there's certain issue which is blocking the mind. So meditation helps to get a person into more still state. When the stillness level is high, the oxygenation of the brain is higher, so you can reach the solution fast. So whatever aspect is troubling you, that will obviously become, I would say, easily solved. This question is a very good question. It's actually towards mind training, a very higher part of meditation, where you learn how to self-converse, the kind of words you use with yourself. So one of them is techniques we use is using the positive words instead of negative words, and even replacing the negative words with non-positive words. So say, for example, someone says happy. That's a positive word. Someone says sad. It's a negative word. But if I say not happy, it's a non-positive word. Interestingly, sad and not happy nearly means the same thing. So either use positive words or non-positive words. So either say I'm happy or I'm not happy. Don't use the word sad, because the way your brain takes it, the signals, electric impulse, the electromagnetic spectrum is different. So by using positive words, positive self-conversation and affirmations, this is all mind work, you can improve the troubled mind. So meditation, this is also a kind of meditation. Don't think it's meditation is only about breath. Meditation is a lot about mind work also. And this is a more subtle form of working on the troubled mind through meditation. Another method which I already discussed is spinal position, keeping the spine straight, keeping the body more fitter with right kind of diet and water intake. Next question is, how do we meditate longer? As I'm hearing 2-3 hours works wonders. Well, definitely meditation, first of all, remember that quality of meditation is more important than quantity of meditation. For that matter, anything in life, it's quality time which matters the most. So you say you meditate for very good, that's better than doing it for longer duration, but not being so focused. Saying that, the question is about how do we meditate longer? To meditate longer, you have to develop affinity or love for meditation. For that matter, to do anything longer in life, you need to develop that. If a musician is playing for 1 hour, and the same musician after a couple of months starts playing for 4 hours, so the love for meditation or the love for the music has changed, or the person is meditating through music, I would say. So you have to develop the love, you have to develop the feelings, we call it in Sanskrit bhavna. So to do longer meditation, you have to develop longer bhavna. When I started my journey in Padmasana, I used to use Padmasana a lot. I could do it for 45 minutes when I started. Very young I was. And then I reached 2.5 hours quite fast because I used to love using that posture. And interestingly, Padmasana is a tough posture. So you can't do it for longer duration if you're not enjoying it. So to meditate, the question is, how do we meditate longer? To meditate longer, you have to enjoy meditation. And then you will not even remember how much time has passed. It's more like the way Einstein explained the theory of relativity. So if you are spending time with something you like or love, the time will pass faster. You don't have to think about time. The action will take you completely. So when we have to meditate longer, you have to love meditation, the art of an act of meditation. And that's it. The time will keep increasing. The clock will keep ticking. Just focus on the act of meditation and your duration will get longer and longer.
We have one more question, sir. How do we develop that love?
First is practice. Abhyas yoga. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says the power of Abhyas yoga in the later chapters. So by practicing Abhyas, you develop that love. First. Second is Sangat, association. You become whatever you associate with. If you associate with thieves, you will become thief. If you associate with saints, you will become saint. If you associate with scientists, you will become scientist. If you associate with bodybuilders, you will become bodybuilder. So gradually that attention, like the way, like Yudhishthira also says in Mahabharata, in the parv where he meets the Yaksh, where he's testing Yudhishthira for the test at the lake, where all his brothers have had the water and they have fallen. So he asks a question, by studying which scripture a person becomes great. And Yudhishthira says only and only by association someone becomes great. So after practice, second is association. So we develop that love towards meditation by associating with those people who already have that love towards meditation. So Abhyas and Sangat, practice and association is the answer to your question.
Wow, that's wonderful, sir. And one of the masters is asking, can we clear the pain of old wounds?
Yes, definitely yes. Remember that every old wound is actually an experience in your mind. It doesn't exist. Say someone lost a dear one 10 years ago. That moment has passed. And interestingly, suppose a person dies 10 years ago, within 100 years, anybody known to that person will pass. The memory of the person will completely go away. So what keeps that pain alive? The mental memory, the experience of the person keeps the pain alive. So you can clear the pain of old wounds by either visualization, completely visualization new things which never happened also, by the art of visualization, or by creating new experience with new people or the same person in a better way. So there are three methods. First is totally mental visualization, for which you don't need any human being. This is what all these yogis who are into meditation in glaciers are doing. They are using the method of creative visualization, which is like in their small cave, they're visualizing the entire life. Second step is what we can do as people in the householder system. We can do the first technique, the creative visualization. Also, we can meet new people or people of similar frequency or the same person because of whom or whichever case the pain was created and create new happy memories. And if this is not possible, then visualizing the old pain to get solved. Remember, there is no pain which cannot be removed or solved by new happiness. If your pain is of level 20, a happiness of level 21 will solve the pain. So don't look towards the past, always look towards the future. And this happiness can come to you by your new skills. The prime cause of lack of happiness is lack of knowledge and skill. The more knowledge and skill you will have, the more happy you will become. It looks very difficult. It's not that difficult. Your knowledge will lead to your skills. Your skills will lead to meeting you new people, networks. And these three will lead you to new resources, including money and affluence and association. And all this will change your life. Okay, next question is, Mr. Gangadhar asked a question. I feel I'm not truly observing my natural breath when I try to focus on it during meditation. When I'm lost in thoughts, I notice the breath continues normally, but I'm not aware of it. After about an hour, I often fall asleep while still in the meditation posture. Maybe because the thoughts have settled by then. How can I better? Okay, it's a very, very typical question of neophytes. So neophyte is a word we use for people who started meditation. So you have two parts of mind, conscious mind and conscious mind. So when you are doing meditation, initially, you will not be that aware. This question is about awareness. So which means when you're meditating, you're not truly observing your natural breath, which means part of you is somewhere lost in thoughts. And part of you is doing the meditation because it's in the act. So this percentage division is not that high. I would say 50% of mind is, on an ideal average case, 50% of mind is focusing on meditation and 50% is lost in thoughts. Gradually, with practice and association, you will see more part of your mind, say from 50 to 65 or 70, will start enjoying the process of meditation. Remember that you have to enjoy the process. If you are doing it properly, you will enjoy it. It's like a magnet. So when you're around a magnet, you feel magnetized, right? So the thought of meditation will create such thrill in your body, especially spine, that you will keep meditating. It's a natural, slow process. Don't force yourself. Just try to continue. Just try to keep doing it. It will happen. It will work out. But practice every day, consistent practice, even for a few minutes, is very important. Remember that your untrained mind is like an animal. You have to discipline it. So even if you don't get time, do it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. But don't leave the habit. Meditate every day. Doesn't matter, it's a guided meditation. So guided meditation when someone is helping you. Non-guided is when you're doing but yourself. So do it every day. And the basics are very simple. Keep the spine straight. Not like too straight like this. No, just straight. Relax straight. And you can listen to some positive affirmations before starting meditation. Don't, if you're in a negative, one thing generally people do, when they're in negative state, they start doing meditation. Don't do that. Meditation is magnification of your last thought. If you're in a negative state, first use affirmations to enter positive state. You can use mantras also to enter positive state. After that, continue in meditation, you'll grow faster. I'm telling a big trick for you guys. Make your journey fast in meditation by using the small change. Okay, maybe someone can ask me a question. Can you suggest me a good affirmation? One of the good affirmations I always recommend is day by day, in every way, I'm getting better and better, stronger and stronger, healthier and healthier, happier and happier. It's a very happy affirmation. Anybody can use it. So this way you can always improve and grow in meditation faster.
Nice, sir. Very, very beautiful. And also thoughts are very important. It's like the thoughts, sometimes even thoughts won't let us, like they'll be keep on coming, right? So when you're doing meditation, it's hard to fight those thoughts.
Look, first of all, human brain has 4 states. Do you guys know about the states of brain? So human brain has states: beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Coming of thoughts is not a problem. If you are meditating properly, the gap between thoughts will increase. So it's like in the same time duration, if you're having 4 thoughts, later you will have 3 thoughts. So that's an improvement. Thought is still there. So when you are meditating properly, your brain gets deeper in a slower trance. Hence, the thoughts will get slower. So I'll give an example. If I'm thinking like, let's say I am thinking I'll go tomorrow to office. So if I am a neophyte, which means I'm a beginner in meditation, I'll think like, I'll go tomorrow to office, I'll go tomorrow to office, I'll go tomorrow to office, I'll go tomorrow to office. In the same time, if I'm a slightly advanced person, I will say, I will go tomorrow to office. I will go tomorrow to office. In the same time, you see, my thoughts have not become zero, but they have become lesser in the same duration. And by self-observation, you can see that. So for example, suppose someone is meditating for 45 minutes. So a neophyte in 45 minutes may have 500 thoughts. A better meditator will have 50 thoughts. It's a self-measuring process actually. And if you are doing this, your breath will also get deeper and slower. So your thoughts and breath are connected. If one improves, the other has to improve. It's the same thing. It's like 2 sides of the same coin.
Beautiful.
So I mentioned 3 things to clear old wounds. First is visualization. Second is meeting that person with whom old wounds were created and create new happy experiences. And third method is, if that person or situation is not possible to have new frequencies in life to create new source of happiness. So these are the 3 methods I mentioned. I'll repeat it. First is pure visualization. It's totally at mind level. Second is pure relationship. Is meeting that person and creating new memories. And third is a balance between the first and second, where if it's not possible to meet that person or be in that situation, to meet new people, new frequencies, and create new happy memories. Till the time you are alive, you can always create new happy memories from new people, new situations, animals, nature. Even watering plants is a good experience. With soil is a good experience. Spending time in waterfall, good experience. Lying down on the grass, good experience. Being in the snow, good experience. Being in the forest, good experience. Listening to birds, good experience. Being in the open air, good experience. Meditation, good experience. I can tell you 100 positive ways of finding happiness without a person. So remember that to feel sad, if you have old wounds, to feel sad, you need to focus on that old wound. You can't feel anything happy or sad if you can't focus on that. Like I will give an example. Suppose a near and dear one dies of a particular person A. The person A will be sad. Now a person X who doesn't know this person who is dead will not feel sadness. Why? Because the person X has no experience with this person A who died. So in any situation, to feel the pain of old wound, you have to connect to that memory. So either you connect to new memories or you meet that person or situation and solve the memory. If it is not possible to solve the memory, focus on new memories. You can't feel sad unless you focus. Whatever you focus becomes a reality, be it of past, present, or future. Even you can use imagination. I don't know if you guys have watched Harry Potter movie. If anybody has watched, the main character in that movie, Harry, has very little happiness movements and moments in life. So what he does, he has to master a charm called Patronus charm. So this charm is a very powerful charm. It needs very powerful happiness energy. So Harry imagined himself winning the Quidditch Cup. Not in the reality. He's in an imaginary world and creating that happiness. So even if something sad has happened to you, you can imagine something very positive. And this positive imagination will create new moments, new experiences, even bring new people in life. A lot of times, because we think a certain situation or person is making us happy. God is so powerful that God can create 10 times better people and 10 times better experiences in your life. If you think positive, God will never act. Please understand, God is a neutral energy. God reacts. So when you are positive, that reaction it gets. So always try to be positive and explore your horizons. Try to think deeper, better also. Meditation is not only about thinking deeper, breathing deeper. It's also about having a positive prospect of life. In fact, if you notice Yam and Niyam of Ashtanga Yoga, it talks about all the positive aspects first. Pranayam comes third. If you notice about the Ashtanga Yoga, if you follow the rule book, Yam and Niyam comes at the first and second step, which is all about creating a positive environment in your mind. Then comes third is Asana, which is positive posture, both mental and physical. Then comes Pranayam, fourth, which is all the kind of breath work and mind work. Then comes Pratyahar, fifth, which is interiorization of mind, what I'm talking about right now, creative visualization. Then comes Dharana, sixth, which is deeper focused concentration and imagination. Then comes Dhyan. It's like super concentration, a effortless, still state. And then comes Samadhi, eighth, which is amalgamation with the object of your focus. So if you follow the basics, it's all very easy. First is to create a positive aspect. In any situation of life, you can create a positive aspect, even in a sad situation. There is a very famous lady. I'm not trying to promote her, but her example is very good. Her name is Miss Arunima Sinha. She lost her leg during one of the accidents in her life, and her leg had to be amputated. So this is a sad reality if I end the story here. But then she used this as her advantage and became the first lady to climb, first amputated person to climb Mount Everest and later many other peaks. So you see how the second part of story has changed? Any normal person in the first part will be sad. It's like having an old wound. But the second part of story, she has created it great. Had her leg not been amputated, she may have still climbed Mount Everest, but would have never become the first amputated person to climb Mount Everest. So you can always make it better from wherever you start making it better. It is always a choice. Because even death is not final. If there's any truth in Bhagavad Gita and all the religious books of the world, even death is not final. So at any position, you keep doing your best. Even your last thought. It says in Bhagavad Gita, whatever is your last thought and emotions, you enter that realm. So Lord Krishna mentions that those who worship Lord Shiva reach Lord Shiva's realm. Those who worship Brahma or Indra reach their realm. Those who worship me come to me. So you just always have a choice, always.
That's really wonderful, sir. Thank you. And Bindu, raise your hand, Bindu. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you,
Is there
Bhavani.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you, yes, sir, for sharing excellent wisdom with all of us. Whatever questions that you are answering are very useful for each one of us here. Thank you so much. I have a quick question. Is it possible to act with complete presence and awareness in every moment, not only when you are meditating, but throughout the day?
Gradually, not immediately, gradually with proper mind training. Because an untrained mind cannot reach to bigger realities. I will give an example. Okay. How many of you can jump above 4.5 feet? So if any one of us who cannot jump 4.5 feet and above, try to think that and ask yourself honestly, the mind will say no. The thought itself, mind will say no. You don't need to perform the act. Now, expert Shaolin masters and Kung Fu masters, they can jump 4.5 feet easily. So if they ask their mind, can I jump 4.5 feet? The answer will come yes. So what is making their mind, these two minds different? It's their training. Training not only of the body, training of the mind. So gradually, by training in meditation, your awareness will increase. That's why measurement is very important. The true key point of growth is actually measurement. Why India lost its spiritual glory is because we stopped measuring things. Like in materialism, we measure, right? We have measured the progress of, so last 100 years, India has become very powerful again. If you see from 1925 to 2025, India is becoming powerful, right? But how are we doing that? We are measuring. Not that we are the best in the world, but we are among the best in the world because we are measuring. We measure like for example, India's space technology. It's one of the finest in the world. India's rise in the information technology, finest in the world. So we are measuring, right? Same in meditation also. But because it's a personal journey, nobody else will measure it for you unless you authorize them, obviously. Like I can do okay, I do a monthly class and I ask everyone to present me a chart that how much hours of so there can be two kind of measurement. One is quality, one is quantity. Quantity is number of hours of meditation. Let's say I start a school, like a friendly school. Every month I meet once and I ask you, okay, person 1 to person 10, tell me how many hours of meditation you did in the last 1 month. That's a quantitative measurement. But the qualitative measurement, that how deep you meditated in this 1 hour or whatever time duration you meditated, 10 minutes also. That's very personal. That I cannot see. You have to yourself see that how much was the depth of a meditation, which will come by watching your thoughts and your breath. So this is the prime aspect. Measurement is important. If you guys have been exposed to a bit of what IT industry, there's a very famous tool called Six Sigma. So Six Sigma, I'll not explain in detail, but it talks about design, measure, analyze, implement, and control. So second step again here also is measure. Because you can't analyze if you can't measure. And you can't implement if you can't measure. And if you can't control if you can't analyze and implement. So measurement is first step.
So when you say measurement, do you mean the more deeper the meditation is, the more presence, or the longer time you feel the presence and awareness?
The effect, if you meditate properly, look, suppose someone meditates for 10 hours and someone meditates for 2 hours. So amount of time shows their discipline, but how much deeper and slower their breathing shows the final effect. Like suppose someone meditates for only 1 hour and has his breath reduces to 3 minutes. That person is doing better than someone who meditates for 100 hours and breath is only 1 minute. It's like any good exam, like IITG, medical, CAT, management, or UPSC. How much hours you are giving is not that important. It's important how much you understood the subject. And let's see a very practical example. Let's see I read a book first time in my life and it took me 10 hours. The same book when I read 50th time in my life will take me 2 hours. What has changed? I understand the subject better. So what is my purpose? Reading it 50 times or reading it certain number of hours or understanding it?
Understanding.
So that's same with meditation. That's why Gyan or Vairagya, they are considered own brothers in spirituality. Both come together in a package. It's not that you'll get Gyan, you'll not get Vairagya. And Vairagya doesn't mean sadness. One point I must tell you guys, Vairagya is not sadness. Vairagya actually is a happiness, but it's a detached happiness. It's a difference between having and being. When you're a Vairagi, you can create anything anytime. Your being is powerful to create anything. Your thought itself can create anything. You will not have the thought. But once you have the thought, it will happen very fast. So Gyan and Vairagya comes back in a package. I know many great masters in my direct experience in Himalayas who are Vairagis. Doesn't mean they can't fulfill their desires. If they have a desire, the manifestation ratio is crazy fast, like another level. So their stillness is doing the act. Stillness is God. Even science accepts that. Like I said, the brain has 4 states: beta, alpha, theta, delta. The delta state of brain is the most deepest brain. Just giving the example that beta state is mostly like normally we are in beta state right now. Then comes alpha. Alpha is when you're falling asleep at night and waking up in the morning. It's the most relaxed state. Then is theta state, in which a polar bear enters hibernation. You can still your mind to certain level that your body functioning you can affect. And delta state is same as a coma patient or a ventilator patient or an enlightened master. If you see the 4 states, the thoughts are getting more less. The gap between thoughts are getting higher. So as stillness gets higher, you become very powerful because every next thought will have more power. Let's say the gap between 2 thoughts is 10. So thought number 2 will have unit 10 level of power. If the gap between 2 thoughts is say 1000, the second thought will have 1000 units of power. So let's say the thought number 2 is to create a house. So the person whose the gap between 2 thoughts is say 10 may take 10 years. But the person whose is 1000 will take 100 times less. So if you divide 10 by 100, you get the answer. It's nearly like 1 month, few days. So what I'm giving example is that your stillness does that. Don't take stillness as something casual. It's a crazy, crazy force. That's why in different languages, in different cultures, we have used different words for this. Like Vishnu and all these higher energies are connected with balance. So balance is primarily stillness. What you are doing is important, but how much stillness you have while doing it is more important. When you're understanding a subject, you see the level of stillness your mind will have on that subject. It will be very high. Like if a mother thinks about her child, she can keep thinking with stillness. The level of stillness will be very high when she's thinking about her own child. So much so that she can read his mind or her mind. Like it's crazy because the stillness is very high. If you understand something, you can be still with that energy for a longer duration. So meditation is an act. Meditation is not an object. So you can meditate on a inanimate thing, like a process. You can meditate on a human being. You can meditate on an animal. You can meditate on, like Raja Bharat. He became so obsessed with a deer that he was born as a deer in the next life for a small duration. And Lord Narad, he was so obsessed with Narayan that he became one of the closest people to Narayan. And there are many such examples. Your emotion is not that important. Your stillness of emotion is more important. That's why some people you see, you'll say are lucky. You'll always feel some people achieve something faster. They're not doing faster. They're being still. They're reaching stillness faster. If you want something in life, you have to be still. Meditation is not only about vairagya. You can be in the grihastha ashram and have everything and still be meditated. Meditator means you can visualize something with external or non-external support and be still with that visualization. And it will come to you. So it's actually a very smart thing. Yeah, it's not like a sad thing or a dull thing. Meditation is not dullness. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, one who sees action in inaction and one who sees inaction in action is a yogi. This is a very powerful line. Someone sitting still is not, maybe not that still, can be creating something very big in that stillness energy. So you have to first learn to generate that energy by stilling the mind, by decreasing the thoughts. And how do you, don't think of thoughtless state. Having thoughtless state means zero state. You are not thinking of thoughtless first time. You're thinking of reducing the thoughts. It's like if you're playing KBC, you're at first question, you don't think of 20th question of 1 crore. You grow gradually, right? So it's like that in life also. You can't, there are a lot of great yogis, but they have taken a lot of time. Okay, when I started meditation, my breath was 30 seconds. Now it's easily 4.5 minutes. Easily, like any time I can do 3 minutes plus. So is it because I focus on breath? No. I focus on stillness. Breath, having a still breath is a bonus out of that stillness. My focus of meditation, I'm very connected to. I love that focus. And that is making me meditate deeply. And that is making my breaths longer. I'm never thinking of breath and not thinking of any object, to be frank. I'm just thinking of my focus point, which is actually a godly energy in my case. And that's doing everything. I'm extremely obsessed with the form of God since childhood. And that form is always with me. And that is what is doing the difference. I'm not saying that's the only way. You can focus on different objects, but you must have the stillness. Your emotion should be able to be still with that state. And your growth will come naturally, very easily, with enjoyment also. Not like your desires will not be fulfilled.
That's awesome explanation, Yashar. Because I always thought that stillness is thoughtless state, which I always thought I wouldn't be able to attain that stage because thoughts always come in, whenever I meditate.
Yeah, that's completely okay. Coming of thoughts is not a problem, but you must be able to measure that how much is the reduction of thoughts gradually. And for that, you don't need to note the thoughts also. Some people do that. Some people use Rudraksh Mala or Tulsi Mala to count their thought threads, we call them, thread of thoughts. Like suppose I'm thinking about my office. That's one thread. Thinking about like child or wife, another thread. Building a house. There are many threads. So lesser the threads, the stronger you are.
But sir, just one more question, sir. Like when you're counting that also, still you're thinking about it, right?
Yeah, but that thought, the thing, okay. When you are counting, you are thinking about it. But still that's less thoughts than when you're not counting and it's haphazard movement. Like I will give an example. Let's say I'm counting, I'm doing Om chanting. And I say 1 Om, 2 Om, 3 Om, 4 Om. So I had total 5 thoughts if you notice carefully. One is the numbers of 1, 2, 3, 4, and one is the thought of Om 4 times. But if I am thinking Om, oh, I had to go there that day. Om, I have to go to office. 3, Om, there's a file. If you net see there now, there's 8 thoughts. So worst state would be these 8 thoughts. Better would be 1 Om, 2 Om, 3 Om, 4 Om. Best would be nothing. In best state, there's nothing. Neither Om is there nor number is there. Nothing is there. That's why when we start meditation, when you use these beads and all this help, highest level, you don't need any help. You are yourself that stillness. That's the beauty of life. Whatever you start thinking too much, you will become that. Whoever you start thinking, you will become that. This all is in Bhagavad Gita and actually in all the books of the world. I'm just trying to summarize and make it easier for you guys because I've studied these books. You don't have to do too many things. First step, choose a object. And this object can be anything. It may not be only spiritual. It can be materialistic also. And then with that object, fall in love. Really, like forget the world totally. Trust me, the world is like I would say, chauraha, which means like a crossroad. There will always be a spectrum of colors. The entire spirituality initially is to choose one color, become that color, and then start the journey for the next color. And when you have all the colors, you become a transparent sunlight. But you can't try to be all of them together.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's really beautiful.
So I thought I got one question more.
Yes, actually, we have two questions, sir. Like first one, okay, we'll take. Sir, could you please repeat emotion and should be with stillness, like she's asking about.
So basically, emotion and stillness are not opposite forces. Emotions, if not reaching a stillness point, is a disturbance. Look, human mind is a very powerful tool. If your emotions are aligned in one direction, which is the object of stillness, they will attain stillness. If you're changing the objects, then the emotions become chaotic. So you have to prioritize your mind. The biggest problem in life initially, as I said, is measurement. There's another big problem, lack of prioritization. If you can prioritize things in life and try to prioritize everything. That's why numbers are so important. Why is number and language so important? For this reason only. Try to think without a language. A very practical example. Whatever I say, I always give quantifiable examples. Try to think without any language. Say English, Hindi, Telugu are 3 languages. If you know few more, say 5, 6, 7 languages. Now try to think in a language which you don't know.
How can we do that, sir?
Exactly. You see that? This is called measurement. So if you don't think in terms of numbers, colors, language, you can't think. So if there is no object, how can there be emotions? To have any emotion, there has to be an object of emotion. Say any example to me, any human being, any situation, any prestige object in life, there is an object and there is an emotion. The problem is we are thinking of too many objects at the same time. The problem is not the object. The problem is too many objects at the same time. You have to have discipline to have one object for certain duration, and you're allowed to have many objects as well. But there has to be a fixed time period for every object. This is, trust me, all great businessmen. I work with so many unicorns and rich, powerful people, and all of them do the same thing. They all have very dedicated time stamps for everything.
That's very nice, sir. Actually, sir, we have just one more question, sir.
Yeah.
Gangadhar, sir, let's send a message that feeling heat in my back after 30 days of meditation. So, any idea?
Look, it can happen because of electromagnetic induction. So if you're meditating properly, you may feel the inner heat. In Buddhism, we call it tumo, TUM-MO. So it's a state. So if you meditate regularly, your psychic heat level gets higher. You feel that. That's possible. But that's not the end. That's still I would say, like an indicator that you're doing well. The end is stillness. Because if I use the word indicator, I must tell what is the end, right? The end is stillness. End of spirituality is stillness, and it is measured. It's a measurable stillness in terms of thoughts you have in certain duration of time, the amount of breath you have in certain duration of time. Let's say a person breathes 10 times in 1 hour, and a person breathes 100 times in 1 hour. Now you tell me who is more still. Get the point? The more still you are, you'll have lesser number of thoughts. Your thoughts and actions consume oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. So the less thoughts is very scientific actually. Your thoughts and movement of body consume energy. They consume oxygen, produce carbon dioxide. So the less thoughts you will have, the less consumption of oxygen, the less production of carbon dioxide, the less need of oxygen. That's why in the earlier times, when they should test a yogi's power, they used to lock them inside underground caves. This used to say Bhumi Samadhi. So someone who can do Bhumi Samadhi for 1 day and someone who can do Bhumi Samadhi for 10 days are not at the same level. That's in ratio of their thoughts. I'm trying to just make all these supernatural feats look possible and measurable. That's it. Few of them I can do, obviously. That's why I'm talking about that.
I know, sir, like we know that you could hold your breath underwater like 4.5 minutes. So
That's right. Actually, I can do more, but yeah, my record is about that.
Oh, you can do more than that. That's really wonderful, sir. That's a great feat, actually.
Actually, it's all about because I'm still. My mind is very still. And you can measure all these things. These things are very measurable. They're not difficult. By your body language also, you can see how still a person is.
Okay.
Yeah. We use this in psychological trainings also.
That's really great, Sandhya. Thank you so much. Masters, if anyone has any more questions, please do ask.
Guys, I will have to leave then.
Yes.
Because I have a flight to catch, and it was very nice talking to all of you. And any questions we can take up again later. So
sure, yeah.
Take care. Good wishes. God bless you.
Thank you, Shekhar sir, for a wonderful session. Definitely, we'll have another session with you, sir, like pretty soon.
Sure. Anybody wants to have any kind of questions and all which I've missed? My email, I would in the chat writing my Instagram ID. It's yashshekhar.in. So it's all obviously small. So Yash, Y-A-S-H, then SHEKHAR.in. That's my Instagram. So you can always write questions, and hope I would be able to make some contributive difference. And take care. God bless you. Take care, everyone. And thank you, Bhavani ji, and thank you, everyone. And to make me be here. And I just wish everyone here a great time. And trust me, it's not take things from positive perspective and not saying only from optimistic angle. It's actually possible. It's not that tough.
That's really wonderful, sir. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, take care. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, masters. Thank you for joining us today here and then sharing your energies. And really, we had a wonderful session today. So hoping to have another one more soon. And then tomorrow again, we'll meet with another wonderful session and with a wonderful master. So until then, have a good night, masters. Thank you. Thank you all.